Alright, welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered. This is part 10, and in this part we're going to go through the Blighttown area and pick up a few things. But before we do that, I ran all the way back to the blacksmith here. You can give him the ember, or the embers that we have, it doesn't matter. But make sure you come to him and repair your sword and your shield. If you don't, then it'll break while you're down there, and you don't want it to break. You can also buy a repair kit from him if you want, just to make things easier. That way you can repair your gear from any bonfire. But once you've done that, you come back to Firelink, and we've been down here before. But while this elevator is coming back up, I want to talk about the rusted iron ring that we picked up last episode. That's actually going to help us walk more quickly in the swamp area. The swamp will actually slow you down, so the rusted iron ring is going to help us not get slowed down. So make sure you equip that around here. I forget to, I actually do it later, but I would equip it now. Once you're here, instead of going back towards the undead dragon, we're going to go through this tunnel here. And there's going to be a few big ogre enemies. I wouldn't engage them at all. I would just run past them. You don't need to kill them. They're not going to... I mean, they're going to run after you, but it's going to be super slow. You're going to get way far away from them before they have any chance of getting anywhere near you. You don't need to pick up this key. This is the key to the gate we just walked through to get into the Valley of the Drakes. Yeah, you don't need that because we opened it with the master key. But once you've done that, you can come down these ladders here, kill this spider thing. These spider things are going to be all around the this area. They're pretty easy to kill unless they group up on you. So once you get down here, all you have to worry about is these spiders that are going to be spider things that are going to be here every few levels. You can see this mosquito flying towards me. Those can knock you off the edge actually, and they do poison damage. But you want to run over here, and when you're running across here, just be careful not to fall off, but also there might be a guy shooting poison darts at you. So be careful not to get hit by those. But once you're over here, you can pick up this armor set, which we might use later. But this is the important item right here, the Remedy Sorcery. And that's going to be our first sorcery that we pick up. So that's first of 24 that we're going to need for the achievement. And run across the branch again. You can see the darts getting shot at me. Again, don't get hit by those. It's actually not poison, it's toxic. Toxic is pretty similar to the way poison works. It's pretty much the exact same, except it just does more damage. So way more lethal. Probably shouldn't get hit by that. Once you're down here, if you're human, you want to take out these spiders here. This one, and then there's one over here. Take out these ones, and then you should get invaded. If you're not a human, then you can walk into the little tunnel, the little hole in the wall right next to us here. And there's a bonfire in there that you can use to become human. So do that, and then come out here to fight the invader. Sorry about that noise, that was my phone. But yeah, take her out, and you're going to want to kill her not only because she drops humanity and souls for us, and quite a bit of souls at that, but also because you can summon her for the next boss fight that we're going to do if you kill her. So take her out, pick up her souls. She gave us about 9,000 there, and then run into here and use this bonfire if you haven't already. I'm going to use the souls I just got to level my strength to 15. I do equip the Black Knight shield somewhere here in this episode. But once you've done that, we're actually going to run back. And here, this is the swampy area here. The swamp actually poisons you and slows you down unless you have the rusted iron ring on. So make sure you put the ring on, and don't worry about the poison because you can rest at the bonfire to get rid of it. I wouldn't bother wasting your purple moss clumps on getting rid of the poison, because we're going to be running around in the poison for a really long time, and it'll just keep poisoning you over and over, so there's no point in wasting your purple moss clumps. But we're actually going to come back the way we came up here. I'm going to equip the spider shield because it's actually going to give us a little bit better resistance against poison and toxic buildup. It's going to let us block the poison or the toxic darts from the guys shooting those at us. Not that I actually block any, but you can equip it to make things easier. Once you're coming up this elevator here, just be careful rolling onto this platform, because I've fallen off so many times trying to get off of the elevator there. But you can see darts already getting shot at me. I would just run past all the enemies here until you get to this level here. Pass up this ladder, and this is the first guy shooting stuff at you. You want to get rid of him. Use your shield. Make sure you don't get hit by them. You're probably going to get hit when you try to pick up this item, because there's about 30 guys shooting toxic darts at you. So grab that item and then try and do a plunging attack to take out both of these dogs, because they're really annoying to fight. And then pick up the Firekeeper Soul and then use a Homeward Bone, and that should bring you right back to the bonfire here. So rest at that if it doesn't get rid of your toxic buildup immediately. And then here I just swap back to my other shield. But yeah, now we have another Firekeeper Soul. We can use that to get our Estus Flask back up. But we're not going to do that quite yet. I've sped up the footage here because we're actually going to do some farming, and we're going to pick up a few items that are scattered throughout the area. You're going to want to try and kill these slug things. We're going to farm them for quite a while unless you get lucky. I got not very lucky during this playthrough. You can see I picked up a green Titanite shard there. That's going to be one green Titanite shard. You're going to need at least 9 or 10. And these slugs are what drop them. Now you'll see I'll get a few drops in this specific run of the gauntlet here, the farming route. But I don't get any green drops here. You can see I got a large Titanite shard, which are good. We will need those, but you don't necessarily need to farm these guys for large Titanite shards. You need to farm them for green Titanite shards. Luckily, if you do get a green Titanite shard drop from these guys, they'll actually drop 5 green Titanite shards at a time. So you really only need to get 2 drops from them. Other than that, you're going to be sitting here for quite a while. You can see I popped a few humanities, so I got my counter up to 5. And that's just because the higher your humanity counter is, the higher your drop chance is. But you don't want to go above 10. You can get it up to 10. I only got it up to 5 just to play it safe. I didn't want to accidentally die and lose all my humanity. So I only got it up to 5. And you can see my weapon actually broke, and because of that, it's actually taken me more hits to kill these guys. Which, like I said, you should repair your sword before you come down here just to avoid that. But yeah, once you get to here, you're going to kill this singular slug. And then there's going to be this item over here, which is going to be your Poison Mist Pyromancy. So that's going to be our 3rd Pyromancy that we've picked up so far. But yeah, then speed the footage back up. You don't want to come back over here. Over here, there's going to be a few more of those Goliath guys that we ran past at the beginning of this area. So instead, you're just going to run back to the bonfire here, and rinse and repeat, and keep farming the slugs over and over. At this point, I'm going to actually cut to when I got my first drop of green Titanite shards. See, he drops 5 at a time, and you can see it took me a while because I actually have 7,500 souls now. And then here's my second drop. I'm at 16,000 souls, so I did a lot of farming. And just to reinforce that point, I got 16 large Titanite shards, which means I got roughly 16 drops of large titanite before I got 2 drops of green titanite. So yeah, you might be farming for a while. Here, we're gonna come up here because there's another item that we want to pick up. Sped the footage up because a lot of this part is just running up ladders and stuff. You're gonna get shot with toxic here regardless. It's pretty impossible to get to dodge the toxic dart there. So take him out and then use a blooming purple moss clump to get rid of the toxic damage, especially if you do have poison damage applied to you as well. But yeah, once you've done that, taking care of those guys, or that guy with the poison darts, you want to keep running up here. You're gonna have to kill a few of these spider things to get through. You don't want to run into that tunnel there. I was just checking things out to see if that was the way to go. I couldn't remember. But you want to climb up these ladders, and once you hit the tunnel with the fog wall, that's where you want to be. I removed the rusted iron ring and reapplied my Havel's ring, just because I'm not in the swamp anymore, so the rusted iron ring isn't going to do anything for me. Once you're up here, this is the only Goliath we're going to have to kill while we're here. Or the only ogre that we're going to have to kill while we're here. Backstabbing him is the way to go, as normal. And then we're gonna walk up here, pick up this item, and there's going to be a few of these guys here that are going to pester you. They're going to see this guy right here is going to come down this ladder. And there's going to be 2 or 3 of them. There was only 2 for me this time, but once you've done that and the area is clear, you can throw some lightning spears at the legs of this thing to kill it. Don't get too close because it can hit you and knock you off the platform. But once it's dead, you can finally pick up this Pyromancy here, Power Within. And we're going to actually use this playthrough. So just be aware of that. Make sure you grab that. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this episode. Here I'm just showing me running back down. You can use a homeward bone to get back down. Or run down like me. But yeah, that should be the end of this episode. Thanks for tuning in, and tune into the next one. See you next time.